Good afternoon, good evening, gamers from all over the world. We have a pretty exciting matchup. It is officially the debut of the playoffs for Winners League season number 2. Today we're going to start, of course, with the NA division. I am Strong Legs. Joined with me is DarfMike, who hasn't been on here with us for a little bit, but we're always happy to, be alongside him and do this. It's going to be a good one, I think, Mike.
It's going to be a really good one. I'm excited to get to sneak back in for a game of the playoffs and be able to check out what's been going on. Of course, these are two teams very exciting. We've got INTZ, who've been making a real run of it through the Winners League and just generally lately, back with their full five. And now Polar Ace as well, who I'm very pleased to see made it into the playoffs.
Of course.
This is a team I'm a big fan of, particularly the old friend AGM. We'll see how they can get going.
Yeah, this is of course, if you're wondering, a best of 3 series. Now, this is HLTV featured, so you can check that out in there as well. Stats will be recorded. Everything will be there for you as well. It is INTZ picking up the ninth round, which I imagine they will be choosing the CT side, and it comes out. We'll let the games begin, Mike. This is a long battle. The first map is Inferno. Now, this
looks like we do have the full veto as well, Roy. So we're starting out on Inferno. Next map, and this is INTZ's map pick. So they're going to get their choice of side and pick. And then we've got Nuke coming through for the second map, a map I know Polar Ace is fairly comfortable on. And then Dust 2 will be the decider if we make it.
Brazilians on Dust 2. That's not something I enjoy being against, but I always enjoy watching. Now, it's going to be a fast push down the middle. It looks like the Brazilian side wants to get things started off aggressively. Frosty will be the first victim of this. But they have so much control here, Mike.
That was like the wait, there's someone in the house moment for Frosty. He pulls around, realizes it's possible they're down mid, pops out, and almost can't believe his eyes before he's dead. Now this gets a little awkward. Zan gets aggressive as well in towards the bedroom. Surprised that they didn't get a little further into the apartments early on to try and take some control, but Zan just gonna dismantle them left and right. He's found 3. Shank will finally bring back the kill, but by the time he does, it's far too late. The damage was done. What a pistol round from Zan. Just walks forward and kills everybody.
Man is not taking any prisoners tonight, Mike. No mercy. They are the overdog, and they're going to show us why. Now, of course, this is going to be a buy run here for INTZ, picking up all SMGs. A pretty modest purchase, but look at the utility. It's almost overwhelmingly strong.
This is interesting. I wonder what the play is off the back of this. I mean, full SMGs last round, they just barreled down mid with the pistol, something you don't see very often. I kind of expect to see a whole lot more of that. Molly's going deep, might be to exactly do that, bottle them up, really condense them towards the bottom of T stairs, and now they can take full control of on bananas, lock them in with smokes. They've got all the control towards mid. There is no room for this Polar Ace side to rumble. Yeah. They've really got nothing to go back. Now, it's interesting that they abandoned that control pretty much immediately for INTZ. Surprised to see that.
So am I, actually. But as long as they have Destiny playing around the half wall, he's getting all the information that they need. They can just hold strong, make sure they counter the hull spot if it is there. That's like one of the only parts of the map they don't have eyes on. But now I think Destiny's spotted, and now he definitely hears a stampede behind him. So he's calling for the rotates, and you can already see INTZ's trying to adjust, but it is Destiny to hold solo for now.
What's interesting here is they had a ton of Molotovs, but they blew those. At least Destiny didn't have his. So now he's going to actually get dropped, and only for one. The bomb has transitioned over. It's in the edge of the Molly, but they might just be able to get a plant off. Frosty K going to be doing exactly that, and Yell's really the only one who threatened, but a nade in ends his life. What timing on the nade to take down the planter, sneak a player through the coffins, and that just dismantles the round. That was looking very promising for Polar Ace to at least be able to sneak out a bomb plant, but the player sliding into the church just the right time really thwarts it, and the utility as well is well used by INTZ to carry it through.
Yeah, and that bomb plan would have definitely helped the money situation here for Ace as well. Would have gotten them up just at that full utility mark. They're lacking a little bit of key pieces, but not really a big deal. They have AK-47s, they have the SG, kind of like a mini budget op, but they are up against SMGs. Now, they have to avoid probably the early aggression coming out here from INTZ, which appears to be towards Banana side, and they want to take control. They have the full utility as well, so they're going to try to bully Polar Ace off Banana early.
This is interesting. They are getting very aggressive on the edge of the smoke. Frosty K's going back forward. He's so deadly. He spots the shadow of one. Doesn't quite realize what's happened. He's dropping a nade for it, but that allows Destiny through. Frosty K hesitating maybe a little bit to get to the spray he had identified, and that actually comes back to bite them. So now that's an AK gain for Destiny. Big upgrade and at little cost. Actually clips Yell's ankles just for good measure, make it a little easier for his opponents. You know, got to give them a handicap here, Roy.
Yep.
But great start to the round for INTZ.
Definitely. And again, they have Destiny in kind of a similar situation they had him in the round before. Just at the half wall, giving him some early damage. The trade is worth it for him, I think. Double the damage. But still, right now, banana control is maintained from INTZ. It seems like Polar Ace is starting to gain control of banana, or at least trying while they're gaining control. Simultaneously, a bracket, but Destiny off the flashbang, peeking super aggressively. And not only have they gone the double man advantage, but that's map control and information, Mike. They know this is an A hit. They're ready for this.
You can see the adjustment here. Yell coming back over to support from the arch position. This is going to be massive. They've got to smoke him off to clear it, but he's still going to be a thorn in their side and potentially a fast flank as well. The hit's going to come through. This is such a tough situation to get into, though. There's just bodies stacked against you, and you're being whittled down bit by KG. Going to take first blood. That's the bomb down. This second kill should seal the deal. It's all just Jonah P. He's got it all to do, and it's got surrounded by players, and there's just no chance for him. So that's going to be an upgrade round for INTZ. Is not only do they take the round, they get 4 rifles out of it.
Yeah, 3 of them are AK-47, so I mean, that's that's as best of a trade as you could possibly find. And look at their economy. It's already like almost stable early in the 4th round of the CT side. You don't see that very often. Now KNG, he's at the op territory, so even if he falls right here, you can still pick up that AWP. Shandy is pretty much set to go. I mean, Yell and Destiny can both pick up SMGs or shotguns, which really only leaves Cello on the kind of like the weird, awkward money territory. But it is an eco, so now INTZ, if they can make this round clean enough. And as I say that, it's just an absolute bloodbath towards banana. Yell has no escape from this sandbag, so that could be another casualty, but he will be the perpetrator, not the victim this time. And it is INTZ picking up a round. Only 1 casualty. Not too shabby, Mike.
Really well done for Yell as well there. He was measuring his bullets to make sure he had enough for the 3 sprays. Wound up on 1 HP, I think. If he had inched in that Molotov, would have ended his life. So once again, only 1 casualty, keeping that money healthy. As you said, they built up a ton of bank early on, and the 1 loss is going to let them get KNG up onto the op when they want it into the gun round. So this is so far worked out perfectly for INTZ, and we know they're the favorite here in this game. I mean, we just, it's just inevitable coming into it, and based on how well these first few rounds are taken out, I think Polar Ace have a really tough task ahead of them.
100% agreed. I think the respect needs to be established sometime in these next couple gun rounds. Otherwise, it might start to spiral out of control. KNG with the flashbang of Cello found the opening frag, putting Polar Ace once again on the back foot. Now, of course, banana control is belonging to the Brazilian side again. And, you know, everyone pretty much knows it at this point. Banana is a crucial piece. It's one of the biggest information gatherers for the CT side. You have to deny that early for INTZ. Otherwise, you're just going to keep fighting stacks towards the A site.
What's interesting is I guess this is just the default plan for INTZ, and they really haven't had to adjust it. I mean, the only different round was the pistol round when they went down mid. Now it's just set a Destiny at the top of banana, make sure you have control towards the bottom of banana, and just leave him here. Let him play the information game, find a frag, work his own magic, and everybody else stacks up towards A. And this is such a tough track. It's going to be AGM to try and do it, and he actually gets a shot straight into the butt of Cello and survives. Good utility and peak usage. Now it's up to AGM to find the seconds well, but he's scoped in at the wrong time, and so Yell gets the trade. Now that big op presence is out, the big fragger as well for Polar Ace, and they've got a rally.
Yeah, definitely. And they have 32 seconds remaining on the clock. They have to get past Yell, and that's the first pick. That's a great one by Picky. But now they got to get by KNG. The flashbang's effective to block him off for now. Shandy's towards Pit. Nice shot coming out from KNG from the stairs, but he is pincered.
Okay, here's an opportunity. A bomb plant as well. The flank's going to be coming through, but it's not close enough. Finally, Polar Ace have a bomb down, and now they've got opportunity. Big gap in that smoke may make this awkward, and Shunk going down makes this very awkward indeed. I assume his elbow was sticking out there and got caught from the pit. Now it's just a massacre cleanup on site. It looked so promising for them, the 2v2 in the post plant, but INTZ, they stay calm, they stay patient, and they dismantle it piece by piece and Zan for the pit. It's just a little too much to overcome. So 5 rounds for Ints. Finally a bomb plant.
I mean, the man did not want to give up Pit, and rightfully so. As long as he was there, the chances of Polar Ace coming out on top were very marginal, leaving them really just with sight to work with it. That's not many positions on site. You have to play behind boxes. You're pretty much stuck. And so, I mean, Shandy played that out to almost perfection. 5-0, INTZ, ace. Although they were able to get the bomb down, they can't justify the purchase, which I'm a little bit surprised to see, to be honest. I think AK-47s and a little bit of utility would have been perfect. But it's going to be 4 men for Polar Ace towards alt mid. 1 player coming down the middle and trying to overwhelm brackets and halls early, but there's really no one there. INTZ is trying to hold down only bracket. They forfeited halls. Now the pop, if it's timed right, could be dangerous.
Oh, it all really comes down to Picky. It's interesting that Picky's the one throwing the flash. They're going to send the bodies out ahead, and there's just going to follow up behind him. It's kind of the bodyguard approach, and they do find a kill, but that's the bomb committed. However, they've dug out enough frags to be able to retrieve that bomb and get it towards site. Frosty K has to move now. Doesn't have time. Goes to retrieve the AUG. They've upgraded at the very least a little bit. And I think another plant will come through here. That's the AK down in lane. That is so tough to overcome. Now it's just going to be left to Frosty K. He's got to do it all. They're going to be swinging on his position. Now they know where he is. He's found the frag, but there's no chance they let him out of this corner. And KNG will be the one to do the deed. So bomb defused. Second bomb plant in a row for Polar Ace, so it's at least getting marginally better. But still a tough round to lose.
I have to admit, I can definitely tell that Polar Ace is a little bit nervous right now. They're making such erratic movements in these pulse plants. I mean, that was looking, I think we can both agree, that was looking very promising for Polar Ace. They got the entries, they had a man advantage, they got site control, they were able to plant the bomb. But, I mean, what was that shuffling afterwards? They gave away a free pick. I think it was Picky that just swung out towards default and lane. And then the other player got picked off by the gap in the smoke. Those are not errors you can make against a team like INTZ. They'll take those every single time.
So now what's the response? They've got a ton behind them this time. They've got full utility. They've got the op up on AGM. There's no excuses in this round. Everything they could possibly want, they have. If they're going to start to make their mark on this map, it's got to be now. Polar Ace starting to take some control once again in towards the apps, but KNG says no. Quick peek out of the apartment stairs, finds himself a frag, and now the bodies are dropping once again.
I absolutely love that setup from INTZ, and now they can start to justify this aggression, right? They're not really afraid of their economic reset. They have a good amount of money. They have a good amount of round lead. They can keep playing erratic. They can keep playing aggressive. That's going to be so hard for Polar Ace to figure out, and they're already 2 men down. Not only that, but now they have to figure out how they're going to claw their way back into this round with only a minute left. It seems like Polar Ace is just going to make a desperate hit all towards the B site, but there are 2 players here with scoped weapons ready for this, Mike.
Oh, the Molly just ruins them. They've spent some of their remaining utility, precious few, to try and get onto site, and Destiny just throws a complete spanner in the works. Now he's going to be able to slide back. KNG's doing the damage, distracting the focus, and they're just trying to clear site, but there's still a potential pitfall, and they have no idea Destiny's here, so that's a frag and the bomb found, and he'll do it all himself from the back in. Emo pops out, finds 2, and INTZ, they are just looking flawless here, Roy. Out to 7 early, and they just, I mean, they haven't really been tested. Even in the post plants where numbers are even, they've seemed like they're so comfortable. Right. They're just not going to be unseated in the slightest.
Right, exactly. There's really no stress. I mean, look at KNG. He's 10-1, Mike. That is disgusting. The man's only died 1 time. And these are not been passive rounds either, right? There's been, like, contention happening all the time. And he's still only at 1 dead. That's incredible. 7-0 lead for INTZ. This is starting to look a little one-sided now. There needs to be some response back, and once again, INTZ, perfect utility usage towards Banana. They will establish it once again, sending 3 men early to establish it, and rightfully so, as they've owned it every single round, I think, Mike.
Pretty much. Destiny, it's his playground, right? He's just planted his, like, he's planted his flag at the bottom of Banana. They just don't even want to test him. They don't even want to think about it. And so once again, he's going to get flashed. He's just going to fall away because he's playing this so comfortably. He knows his role. He's not overextending. Despite the 7-0 scoreline, he's not getting overly aggressive on Banana. He's just playing this exactly as he should. Spots the top of Shank's head, falls away again. Just bit by bit, giving slow inches to Polar Ace, but making sure that they can't take the bottom on the site without bleeding heavily.
I think that's also one thing I can always appreciate about some of the top Brazilian teams is it doesn't really matter whether they're winning incredibly by a huge margin or whether it's a tight game. They still played their game, right? They still play textbook Counter-Strike. They stick to their script. They don't really give it up. But now it's going to be aggression coming out towards Moto. Yell's waiting for the flashbang, and that flashbang comes, but he's not able to peek wide enough for it just yet. Only able to find 1 kill before he's traded, and now the A-split begins.
This is actually dangerous. Look at AGM's position. He's going to catch the balcony player out. So now, bodies dropping, post plant, and a man advantage. I don't think we've been able to say this in a very long time for Polar Ace, if ever. So this is finally maybe the breaking point where INTZ give up a round. KNG's flashed, he's falling back. Destiny's getting into position towards the lane. Surely Polar Ace can hold on to it this time. There's the check. Oh, the smoke just obscures AGM's head, but KNG would have him dead to rights if he peeks, and there's the peek. There's the death. KNG just so quick on the off. Can't be tested, and the second body drops. It's all left to Shank. The man's got it all to do to try and secure 1 round for his team. He knows where they're coming from. He's found the first, and KNG overlooks his spot. Communication was not there. KNG had no idea where he was playing from, and Shank gets the kill in the round.
Okay. I did not expect it to go that way, but I'll take it. Shonk, that's a really nice play. A 1 versus 2. I think there's a bit of a miscomm right there. He wasn't exactly sure where he was on site. And I really thought INTZ had that in the bag. I went from like 2 different opinions. I was like, okay, Polar Ace definitely has it. They're in sick positions. And then they just peek out one by one. They get squeezed out. And then Shonk just somehow clutches it. All right. Well, 7-1. Of course, we always make it to the scoreline in Brazilian games. But Brazil, let the games begin.
It really is just a curse. I don't know whether it's a curse or a blessing in this case. Oh, the nades through. That's so deadly on Banana. Now Destiny just swings. We were talking about how he wasn't getting aggressive. He didn't need to. He was so patient, so disciplined. Well, now's the round to break it out. That's exactly what he does, and the timing's just so brutal for Polar Ace. So they got one player gone, one player with his foot already in the grave, and they've got really no map to show for it. Just a bit here and there, but they're very likely to push back. Minute 15 of Crown. They're already limping, Roy.
I can definitely safely say at this point that Polar Ace is not successfully taking Banana early, so they should just opt to take it late. They've been doing a really good job retaking Banana versus trying to hold it early, losing way too much for gaining pretty much nothing this round at all. But it's going to be 4 men for Polar Ace, 50 seconds remaining. They're starting to advance towards bracket. They have control. They also, the halls are forfeited, so they have that to work with as well. And right now, it seems like INTZ is holding the stack towards B site, so the time to strike, it's right now.
Yeah, this is a weird call from INTZ. I'm not sure quite what they saw that prompted them to bring KNG over into support. It's unusual, especially since the default's been working out so well, but I guess they feel they need to mix it up. Now there's 2 players into the pit, and that is the only defense on the SBA site. Yell and KNG are coming as fast as they can, but if the hit comes through right now, it won't matter. That's already a great spot. Nice pick from Kiki. Finds one, not able to get the second, but he forces St. Shandy to swing, and so now the bomb plant can come through. Yell, though, found a kill in the periphery, and he's made this very tough for the remaining hold. Frosty K is just a ghost of himself. If he finds any impact, that'll be massive, and AGM's now stuck in the pit with his position known and a big fat tag on him.
Nice crossfire towards Moto, anticipating that aggression. AGM is picking them apart one by one, but there's still 2 players to go, and he's not quite able to locate KNG. So it will be another round for INTZ. But Mike, what are these Moto smokes coming out from Polar Ace? I haven't seen one good Moto smoke from them yet.
There's always a gap.
There's always a gap.
That's 2 big rounds where, very crucially, the gap in the Moto smoke really upset their entire hold. And that's just tough to see. As you said, any opportunity that you give to a team like INTZ, they are going to run with. You can't give that to them. You've got to build your walls and make sure there are no gaps that they can squeeze through, because they're going to knock down your walls to begin with. If there's a flaw in them, I mean, you're just
for sure. I mean, every time there's been a gap in the smoke, there's one of these players with an auger and AWP holding for it, right? These are such awesome weapons to have in tiny little gaps like this. But look at this aggression from INTZ early towards bracket. They'll spot nothing, but a stampede is coming in from alt mid right now. If they linger too long here in middle, it could get messy.
Messy it is. KNG gets one, but he's lost a teammate, and that's a rifle as well. Shandy's going to get back into the position known. Bodies are dropping, but there's not enough here. Shonk's position's known. KNG will certainly exterminate him, and it's going to be a 9th round for INTZ. Likely to find double digits here, though. Polar Ace will make a valiant effort to stop them in their tracks. This is really, if you want this to not turn into a catastrophic cap, where you got to make your mark.
Right, and KNG's at 15-2, 7.5 KD, Mike, 135 ADR. That is crazy. Man's not throwing utility, though, let me tell you that. Man's just popping heads right now.
Who needs utility if you just kill him?
yeah, absolutely.
The other people on his team are here for the smokes. He's there to pop heads. Okay, I'd say this is a victory. They haven't lost a body early in. This seems like a minor victory from Polar Ace. They haven't lost a kill yet. Taking some control. There's the first frag as well. Okay, early pick. This is potentially momentum. Now the response here is interesting. KNG is all alone towards B, and yes, he is without a doubt a very fearsome opponent to come across, but all on his lonesome, he's not so tough. Problem is they hesitate a little bit too long for Polar Ace, and Yell gets adventurous as a result. So now the kills are brought back. The momentum is taken away from Polar Ace a little bit, and there are 3 players waiting for them over on this A bomb site. So as they start their take, this is going to be so tough to get past, especially with the op of Yell right towards the site.
Yeah, and they're trying to squeeze out this pick towards Big Pay. They're using whatever utility they can, but it's not nearly enough to squeeze him out. Now the smoke has faded, and Destiny peeks out at the perfect time and eliminates 2 players. Mike, they have to expect this. If they're going to shove, if they're going to push, they have to expect INTZ to be pushing back. They're not just going to sit there and take it submissively. They're going to fight back, and they're not ready for that at all. And now they're at 2-man deficit. Bombs down towards bracket. There's only 28 seconds left, and INTZ owns the entire map. There's no way out of this.
It really does seem like, I mean, you were talking about how they seem very nervous. KNG picked up. That's a path towards B. This is an opportunity. 15 seconds, though, on the clock. I don't think this is possible.
No
Destiny's already going to be in position to receive them. He's going to go straight through. As you said, no smoke for the cross, no utility to make this happen. He lines them up. It's the shish kebab shot, and he finds both immediately. So double digits for INTZ. The hopes dashed for Polar Ace. Only silver lining is that they die before that clock expires.
For sure. I mean, Destiny's playing to absolute perfection as well. This is perfectly played by him. Gets the 2 kills in bracket, senses and realizes his flank has died, so he immediately runs towards the B site and picks up the 2 kills there as well. So, I mean, really good decision-making from a B anchor, I have to admit. But 10-1. This is, I think we're starting to tread into extremely dangerous territory here, Mike.
It definitely is. I mean, if you were looking at this matchup on paper, you already knew which way it was going to go, right? This is a very experienced team with a lot of firepower from the Brazilian side going up against a team that's been struggling, that's had some trouble. They've had some good games as well, but they've made some changes. They haven't found their footing. Picky has found his death in this. This was a game where Polar Ace needed to come out swinging, and they've come out very weak indeed. It's looked like even when they get those bits of momentum, they sort of stall out when they start to lose bodies or when they start to encounter any resistance. And you're seeing it in this round. They don't know where to go. Now they're trying to take Banana late. And as you said, they've had some success, but Destiny's been so great at holding them at bay and just slowing them down. And he's getting aggressive. He's right on the edge of the smoke. If they come through, he is going to tear them asunder. And that's exactly what he's anticipating. He's got support coming in. They've got a player at the bottom of Banana, so they know they can't get through. And he's blind, but it doesn't matter because they're in the blender, and the blender's name is Destiny.
I literally can honestly say with full conviction that Destiny has not made a single mistake this game. I mean, he's not the highest fragging on the team. He's by no means, you know, 17-3 like KNG, but Destiny has not made a single decision-making mistake, Mike. Man is just on point right now, 11-1. There's just no chance for Polar Ace, it seems, in this half. The defense is just impenetrable right now.
Definitely is. He's looked so impressive. And I think a part of it, I think the only reason he is not top of the board right now is because he's put so much of the fear of God into them over on Banana that they're just not contesting it. They're trying to take A instead. And so the other teammates are putting up gaudier kill totals because he's coming in late, if at all. Usually by the time he gets there, everyone's dead. Once again, full control of Banana, no real chance to get through. A re-smoke available for him. When the flashes come through, he's still going to get one before he gets traded out. So maybe a little bit of opportunity, an AUG available as well, and Yell on an island. But he's got a life raft coming in the form of Cello, so they should still be able to set up a crossfire here. If they want, they can even boost up late. I mean, they've got all sorts of choices. The utility's a little depleted, though. They don't have any mollies or smokes to slow them down, and so maybe this is an opportunity for Polar Ace.
Yeah, and the other issue is that both of these Brazilian defenders are holding towards the site. They're not playing retake. They're not in spawn. They're not towards construction. They're committed on site. The Molotov is perfectly placed. It's going to burn Yellow alive, but he gets 1 kill regardless, and he gets to keep his life, and hopefully buys just enough presence for Cello to double down right here. Bada boom, bada bang, Mike. Clinical.
That's the other thing that INTZ has been doing so well, is they trained Polar Ace in the way that they're going to set up their sites early on, right? That as soon as they take down, they know who the two site players typically are, and as soon as they've dropped one, as soon as they've taken down Yell, they don't even anticipate there being a third player in sight. Which, of course, you know, how can you overlook that? But they assume he would have swung in the same moment, so the patience from Cello just works out perfectly because they completely overlook his spot. They're not really checking.
Great point.
And it just dismantles them.
Yeah, that's a really good point. HEM finds the opening frag. Here we go, Mike. A sign of life. A 12-3 half. It wouldn't be too terrible. It is still recoverable, but 14-1, 13-2, those are almost irrecoverable. So if the stand needs to begin right now, Mike, they have everything they need. They have the first man advantage. They have a lot of utility on deck as well, so no issues there in terms of map control. They have not been overrun yet towards halls or bracket, and it seems like INTZ is going for the gamble stack towards the B site. Now, there's only a single defender. That's Shandy, who has been playing impeccable, I have to say, but 4v1 in pit. I don't know if he can hold it down if they go, but it seems like Ace is rethinking it. They're going back towards B. It seems like neither side is choosing. It's just a gamble from both sides right now. That's weird.
Oh, that's a really good engagement from Shonk. I thought he was dead as soon as he peeks around against the op. It was bold to make that play solo before the rest of his team was there, but it pays off, and now he buys a little bit of space. They've got a player in towards CT as well, coming in on the crunch. He's got to operate quickly, but I think they hear footsteps. Cello's dropped. This gets messy. They know the op is still on site, so they're not going to make the same mistake over again. And a bomb plant's coming through with 4 men alive. This is looking great for Polar Ace. They might finally get themselves back on the board. And as you said, 12-3 is a whole lot better than 14-1. Here's the chance.
Yep. Now, Shandy's, it's really going to come down to him and Jonah P right now. He peeks out perfectly, eliminates Jonah P, which now means the rest of the players are either towards water or site. So at least INTZ has information, but can they find the kills? But it will be Frosty drawing blood. And now it's all KNG in a 1 versus 3, an almost impossible scenario. And this is just desperation attempt right here. This is style points. And it is the op remove. So final round of the game. But their money's not looking too good here. I think they might pump out a pretty good purchase, but it will be limited in some aspects.
KNG can drop and still get the op. They're going to have the double op up. Destiny.
Okay, so it'll be MP9, yeah. That's still a pretty good buy. Limited on the utility, but overall pretty good.
And based on the way that Destiny's been playing his B hold, I'd say it's significantly more important for him to have that smoke and the Molotov than it is to actually have up a rifle. So definitely. I love this call, Destiny, this conservative call. And I think we're gonna see a little bit of a change up. We're gonna see a change up to the B hold. He's going top of oranges. A little bit of a difference.
Yeah, and he has the support of Yell with AWP towards Coffin as well, so that's a pretty scary hold. KNG unable to find a kill, gets reduced down to 19 HP, so we'll likely not see him aggress any longer in this round. But yeah, 12-3, that's it can be recoverable. Pick up pistol, pick up a gun round, get your economy set early. It's a whole new game.
I like how you say KNG's on 19, he's not going to get aggressive again, and then of course he just goes right back to the well. But here's a good trade. So Bananas close to business. They found the lurk out of that direction, but they've gotten a little bit of an opener. They've wedged the door open just a slim bit over on towards A. The problem is the longer they wait, once again, the closer the rotation is. So Destiny's going to make sure that Arch is clear. There's nobody here, and now it's a massacre on site. They've got to dig out KG. They'll do so, and that's a huge frag to find on Destiny.
Nice.
AGM gets the remaining 2. Nice play from Big Mike Abood, and he secures a 3rd round at the very least for Polar Ace.
Okay. Fun little statistic. Not a single player on Polar Ace has broken double digits yet.
Fun for some people. Mostly our Brazilian fans in the chat.
That's just crazy though. 15 rounds, not a single player on double digits. INTZ is almost all on double digits. Almost a 20 as well for KNG. Now the only one really that's struggling right now is Cello, but he's come alive in the rounds that he's required to. But pistol round is underway. INTZ looked extremely dominant in the last pistol, and this one will be ever so important for Ace to get that early momentum if they want to stand a chance here in the first map. Otherwise, it's going to be 5 Brazilians making their way quickly on towards the B site.
This was interesting. The majority of the Polar Ace presence just hesitated into a CT. They're coming on that fast rotate. There's a kill and a second as well. Picky does the damage he needs. He's almost caught out by a team block, and the bodies will start to stack up the other direction. KNG making some inroads, but Jonah P stuck in towards the corner. He's going to turn that into a frag. There's the bomb found as well, and it's turning into a massacre on site. Everybody's falling away, and it's all left to Yell, who can't escape to get a clip in his gun. So the pistol round claimed by Polar Ace, and the signs of life at the second half now get another breath. They get a chance to start to build here, boy. This is maybe a window.
It's a start. It's definitely a start. They have 2 FAMASas to go along with that. Triple SMGs, which means utility is pretty strong in this coming this round. And of course, INTZ, they're going to go for the 3rd round purchase, so this will be a save for them. Mostly just upgraded pistols. Of course, a single deagle in the hands of KNG is still a pretty scary weapon. Brazilian deagles are always something fun to watch, but it's going to be aggression towards Banana from both teams, but there's so much utility here for Polar Ace. I am concerned.
The molly is good to hold him at bay. That was very dangerous once the first buddy fell towards the top of Banana. Could have been deadly indeed. They've got space in towards the apartments. The problem is, even if they make their road out here, they've dropped the bomb so far back that if that rotation comes in quicker than they can retrieve the bomb, any road they get towards the site will get closed off. So it's still a minute 15 in the clock, but they've got pretty forward positioning in towards apps. I bet at this point they're wishing they had brought that bomb along just to try and sneak out a quick plant.
Yeah, it's like all the way in the back in T-spawn. They're going to have to kill so much time. Destiny's going to try to see what he can find towards the B site. Likely will not find anything. Oh, that's an SMG bonus kill. He'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm really
Considering
surprised.
the fact that it's a little unlikely they're going to get the plant, that is a nice investment of cash.
For sure. I'm really surprised that he even got that kill, though. Where was the reload coming in early from Frosty? He needed that. But Shandy now, 1 versus 3. I think he's playing safe, but yeah, Shandy's actually making the incredibly smart decision, but the timing is unfavorable.
Picky catches him off. Now this should be all over. 5 HP. They know exactly where he is. They're racing to catch him off. And if he somehow finds his kill on towards Picky immediately, oh, there it comes through. Okay, is there time for a plant? There is indeed. They're not close enough to deny this. This is massive from Shandy. This is huge.
Wow.
He's found a bomb plant out of what was a hopeless situation. There's no chance he should have been allowed this. And now it doesn't matter if he finds extra damage. I mean, obviously, that'd be great. But the odds are very poor, and he will, in fact, drop. Still, such an expensive round for Polar Ace.
Definitely.
So well played from INTZ to get the bomb plant.
Yeah, that's 2 errors from the B defenders. That was really, really bad in terms of it can like giving some sort of like breath of win here for INTZ. Now they have so much money coming into this round. The bonus kills, the bomb plant as well. That's going to give them full weapons, full utility, but it's going to be Polar Ace that's actually struggling in this round, even though they're coming off a round win. It's a big error there from Polar Ace. That's not something they could have afforded to make this early. They do have an AWP.
This round, yeah, I mean, I was just about to highlight that. The AWP is really what this round has to flow through for them. AGM is going to have to get the early pick. He's going to have to do the damage early, let his presence be known. The problem is there's a ton of utility on that Brazilian side to bully back the op and give them favorable exchanges. And meanwhile, if you're on the Polar A side, you've already bled half your utility just on this early engagement. And what do you show for it? 20 damage on for its Destiny. Oh, there's the first pick. That was huge. AGM needed that. The team needed that. And they're going to need to funnel more. B is closed for business is the sign that AGM is putting up. And now that he's revealed presence, I'm kind of curious to see whether he fades away. Because INTZ, they're starting to take ground on the other side. They're starting to advance towards A. Shandy leading the charge, trying to advance and buy a little bit of space for his teammates to work around. Doesn't look like INTZ have really made a commitment yet. They are starting to gain some real estate.
Yeah, they're trying to squeeze out whatever kill they can, starting with under balcony. If there's anyone hiding there, that would have been a pick. Bracket control, clearing up top balcony to any other blue spots. Just pushing away Polar Ace. If they can find a kill in the process, great. If not, they will have map control at the very least. But it is still a man disadvantage here for INTZ. And they haven't really committed yet. It seems like they're throwing a fake towards the B site, but the real intention here is definitely A, it seems.
Now this is interesting. They've been given free reign towards the arch. This is huge. They can start to get that wrap on, make these positions really uncomfortable, especially considering how strong Pit can be. This gives you a bit of an inroad, and it's going to be KNG just walking through the smoke. They've got 2 back turn. That's a huge double kill to find, and now the bodies are dropping. The site has fallen. There's still a player stuck in a pit, but there's not much chance to do. He's quickly going to be found out. KNG just dismantling this defense one by one. What are they going to hope to find? AGM at least gets a consolation prize, but the bomb is now planted, and this looks a little hopeless for Polar Ace to get back into.
It's crazy how INTZ is consistently finding the perfect plays every single scenario that they're in right now. That is such a drop-off from Polar Ace. They had everything they needed, Mike. They had the crossfire set up. They had the man advantage. And KNG comes through the smoke and decimates it. And now they have to save. Yeah, there's really no choice. And it's going to be a round for INTZ. KNG's on the hunt. He knows the economy's weak. He wants to keep that chokehold up. Frosty falls. It's really just AGM left. If he misses his op shot, he likely dies too.
They are just chasing him. He knows he's being hunted, and it's really going to just be a game of inches. So at least the AWP stays alive, but what are they going to have around it? Nothing. I mean, they could force by pistols, I suppose, but that would be a catastrophe because then you limit your tiny, slim chances to get back into this to basically none. So they are going to save here. They've got nothing really showing for it. I mean, Shank and Frosty K are still going to be limited on the next round, regardless of, I mean, unless they win the round, of what likely happens here. And this is a catastrophe. There were some signs of life. There were some breaths of hope, but it seems like INTZ have crush that hope pretty quickly.
Oh my god.
Burns the molly, tagged down by the nades, couldn't get away, and that is the round likely lost. B-bomb site falls. They're probably going to realize that and retrieve the bomb. At least they've got a consolation prize at the top of ult mid, but that consolation prize is... I mean, this is a catastrophe.
Absolutely, this is a disaster. I'm only laughing because of AGM was having such a bad time on. Man walks into a Molotov, eats 3 grenades, Mike. 3.
The thing is, they knew he had the op, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what setups is they going to go for? The one up banana? Very probably. Let's just nade the bejesus out of that stuff. Works out.
Feels bad, man. And now it's going to be Polar Ace deciding not to purchase. I have to say I do not like this decision, Mike. I think the chances of them winning 10 rounds in a row after saving here are slim to none. I think the hold would have had to just be forced up right here.
I don't disagree with that. You gotta, I mean, at some point you've just got to throw caution on the wind and say, our chances are slim. Let's just stake it all here. And I don't think that was a bad decision here, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Jonah B now close up, gets decapitated very quickly. INTZ, they can just pick them apart piece by piece, and with these pistols and defense, no utility whatsoever. Polar Ace can't define any of the engagements, really. They're completely at the mercy of their Brazilian opponents. Oh, Shanty's looking like he's trying to find him through the wall. X-Ray's always making that a little interesting.
Yeah.
INTZ, they can just play this slow.
Yeah, there's really not that much pressure on them right now. They don't have to make anything erratic or anything crazy. Just tap it in at this point. Now, Polar Ace does have the stack towards bracket. If that's not cleared out well, could be dangerous. Now, Picky peeks out. Shanty spots it. Jello King finds one. Picky finds the second. But I think the information is now completely played out. They know both players in this direction, so it'll be them just walking in towards the B site. KNG's trying to recover the bomb. If they find the bomb right here, Mike, that could be it. That's the bomb. 30 seconds left.
How has this happened? KNG was solo trying to retrieve the bomb. They gave him no bodyguard, and now this gets tough indeed. Shank has a great spot. They're just trying to make sure that the wrap doesn't come through, but it's going to be Destiny and Yell playing the buddy system. It's really going to fall to Shank to do the damage. He's got to find the first. Does with one bullet. Perfectly played, but he anticipates the flash that's never going to come, so this turns into a 1v1, but he doesn't have time to get the plant. The round is lost. Polar Ace with nothing invested, with the pistols bought up, somehow steal a way around after being battered all game. How is this the round they take away?
Right, and this was, what, a half purchase? It was just pistols and a little bit of armor to work with. They had nothing.
One player had armor. One
player.
player.
They literally had nothing. And this is, if there is a savior round in this game, if there's an angel round, Mike, this was it. They're not getting a second chance, I don't think. So they have to play flawlessly from here on out. This not only was that a incredibly crucial round to pick up in terms of weaponry and in terms of rounds, but the money for INTZ has been significantly weakened. If they can string these rounds together, the economy breaks for INTZ, then Polar Ace can start to accumulate rounds quicker than.
What a way to get started. The hop up and op shot from on top of the log pile. That's just going to add more fuel to the pressure here on Polar Ace. Now a man down. At least they've gotten some tags back. So KNG is limping at the very least. It's a bit of a silver lining, but it's slim. It's very slim. And with the op, of course, Bogdan says he's going to be very impactful still. And not any particular issue there in terms of the health. And they're going to start to take control towards the A-bomb site. AGM does have the op here. This could be big if he finds an early pick and sends them packing. Nearly had Cello, but he's not able to line up the kill, and now they're going to be stampeding in his direction as a response. The CTs are rotating, so there'll be heavy presence here for Polar Ace, but there's not a commitment yet for INTZ. They could reverse course. They could go back towards B, and that would be devastating. Jonah B missing a critical shot. He's not really going to get another chance. They're already wrapped in towards Arch, and now he's dead. Perfect exchange for INTZ. They have full control towards B, though I don't think they've realized it yet, but that would be a free bomb site for them.
That's the bomb again.
Bomb.
I don't know. I don't understand how this keeps happening. The bomb placement right now for INTZ is a little bit sloppy. Frosty's trying to hold down to the bomb, but he knows he can't give up his life for it. Shandy tries to lurk out, and he gets eliminated by Shank, and this round is crumbling. It's a race towards the B site. A man advantage for Polar Ace, but INTZ's recognized that all 3 players are here, so they're just gunning it for the B site, Mike.
I don't actually think they know. One of those players hasn't revealed himself, or else they haven't figured out the arithmetic yet, because they are still clearing everything. Now they've figured it out. The bomb site is completely open. The bomb plant is going to come through. But because of their hesitation, Polar Ace is already going to be in position for the retake. That was a massive kill to find for AGM. Missed opportunity, and now he misses his life as well. This gets tough. They're both coming in from the same spot. They got no utility to make it happen. There's a wrap coming in towards CT, which will be a critical backstab for him. Frosty K and Shunk need to be flawless here. There's the first kill. It doesn't go the way of Polar Ace, and this is so tough for Frosty K. He's got 2 to find, and the time is expiring. At least he's a kit, but he's just got to straight take the fight. He's getting poked and prodded and picked apart from every direction. And INTZ, they will find round number 15. Polar Ace, the life is leaving their eyes. Now they get one final chance.
Yeah, that's so rough to watch. I mean, what a crucial shot from Yell, though. That one tap was so big. Now it's 15-6 map point. Of course, this is INTZ's map pick. So if I'm Polar Ace, even if I lose this right here, 16-6, I just brush this one off and come in strong for the next map, which is their map pick on Nuke. See how it plays out. INTZ has every advantage here, Mike. They have the weapon advantage. They have the utility advantage. Not the health advantage so far. Destiny down to 64 HP. But so far, it seems like INTZ is pretty reserved. Nothing really crazy happening right now.
Which is unusual, right? It seems odd. It's almost like they've gotten to round number 15 and they just don't want to mess this one up. So Shandy's going to get a kill early on. That's perfect. Already a body down, and I think that's critical for the squad.
Yeah, that was your only weapon.
Shunk tries to go back to the issue, and he's out. All falling apart here, Roy. It comes down to one. Jonah P, no health. He's dug out, and once again, this is a pretty flawless game for INTZ. They gave up a little bit of momentum at the end there.
Right.
They gave up a little window where it seemed like Polar Ace could get into it at the turn of the half. But then they come back with a force. They show why they're the juggernaut, and they just crush their opponent.
I mean, look at KNG. He's at 27-9, not even counting his assists. That's a 3.0 right there. That's literally incredible. What a map it has been for INTZ, picking up their map choice of Inferno. Of course, Nuke is coming up next, and Dust 2, if it gets there, will be the decider, the third map. A map that I imagine will heavily favor INTZ. It's a map I've seen them play on many, many times against even some of the toughest opponents, and they've had incredible execute and structure on that map. So, Polar Ace, they're on an uphill battle right now for the second map. We're going to go to a quick short break. We will be right back. If you haven't done so already, guys, please do follow our socials. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Follow that ! social in the chat. If you haven't followed Mike or myself already, we would love your support as well. Please support us in this process, and we will be right back with the second map, guys, before you even know it.